absolutely. Very happy about it. So as well, I think time-wise, because the thing is, WWE have made the talent. They want them to sit there, don't they? They don't want them empty seats anymore. When the cameras pan out, they absolutely hate that. But the problem is, of course, this used to happen, Matt, before we had NXT, and like the guys just want to get back to the hotel room and just rest up before WrestleMania because it's such a busy time. You know, they've got to get up early in the morning. They're doing press, they're doing interviews. I mean, it's a busy time, so you can tell how that happens. Of course, the one guy that gets out of all of this is Brock Lesnar. I've never seen him at one, so he hasn't got to worry about it. You can just imagine if he was sitting there, can't you? He'd have his legs up on front of the next chair in front of him, just maybe scoffing some popcorn or something, just sort of throwing them at the guy on the stage. Get on with it. I want to get off. But yeah, he's never at these things. But in any case, let's start with the first thing then. So we're getting another Warrior Award this year. I'm very hit and miss with this whole idea of Warrior Award, what it actually stands for. I mean, you get these videos of Warrior when he was about, and you know, did he really enjoy charity all that much and this kind of thing? I'm not so sure, but WWE have taken it upon themselves to call these things Warrior Awards. I will say that this inductee, actually, it was one of the most positive responses I'd heard for a long time, because it seemed like the Hall of Fame, the first couple that went in, there was always a lot of people, you know, weren't so happy and should China have gone in on her own and that kind of stuff. But this one was very well received, and you know, instead of it just being, I don't want to sound too harsh here, but I do feel like with this Warrior Award, it's a little bit of a sort of marketing play to outside audiences, and look how great we are that we do this kind of thing. I'm kind of glad that it's somebody that works in the company that, you know, I've always said it would be nice to appreciate in some way the guys that you don't really ever hear about. I'm talking about the camera guys. I'm talking about guys like Jim Johnson, the guys that put the music together. You know, maybe guys that do the scripts backstage. I mean, just those little things you probably don't hear about. Maybe the guy setting up the freaking ring and the entrances, the lighting, those kind of things. You never hear about these people. And I would like it if there was maybe, instead of this celebrity business, forget that. They've got nothing to do with it. But how about somebody that's actually working there all the time that gets honoured? Just have their own little wing. I would be much more for that, and I particularly petition for Jim Johnson. I mean, I don't know how the hell he's not in there, but he definitely should be in there. But then again, we could go on about this all night on stuff like that, so I don't want to get into that. But Matt, the Warrior Award this time is now given to Sue Atkinson. Now, she, of course, she's worked for the Make-A-Wish Foundation for WWE. She's put a lot on. She's a WWE executive at one time, and you know, spearhead many of the WWE's charitable programs. I'm kind of glad it's gone that way and it's somebody that was employed there. Of course, Dana Warrior will be doing the whole thing. Where do you stand with this Warrior Award, Matt? I'm not talking about do we think this lady should, you know, is she qualified? Because she absolutely is, and you know, I'm all for that. But the idea that it is called a Warrior Award, this whole thing, where do you lie with that, Matt?
It kind of makes sense, because the Warrior has a double meaning, doesn't it? Of course, there was the wrestler, the Warrior, and then of course it's the fighting spirit they have, and then the lust for life. So it's not too bad from that perspective. It's just the connection to the old Warrior, which probably isn't so great, and it all stemmed from that kind of time when it was all fresh emotions, wasn't it? Warrior past, and it was all fresh in our minds, and it was a good tribute for him. But you know, like you say, he's not exactly best known for his charity work, and some of those videos you can dig up on YouTube aren't very flattering.
Yeah, one in particular, don't ever ask him for advice. For anybody that hasn't seen them, they're worth looking at, just as an observation how this guy was. There's a lot of those videos surfacing as well, but you know, every time this comes up, WWE are always going to have this happen to them. I mean, it's a shame that it's not somebody like, you know, you'd think when John Cena goes, that guy when you talk about Make-A-Wish, he's got a record. I mean, he should have something like that. I would totally get it if they said it after John Cena, or they said it. Even Bill Goldberg, he's got actually a really good reputation with that kind of stuff. But the Warrior, not so much. But I think they acted at the time on their emotions at the time, and they just sort of came up with it. But yeah, it's a little bit odd. But anyway, this lady goes in, so I'm happy for that. And you know what? Last year. What was that kid's name? He was hilarious. He was the best thing on it, to be quite honest with you. He cut better promos than half the roster, and he really roasted John Cena, as I recall, about not having a match. They should get him back, quite frankly. When they talk about having guests, I'm sick and tired of this Saturday Night Live business. Forget them two. Get this kid back. He'd be much more better. Anyway. We've got Harlem Heat, Matt, going in, and quite a surprise, I think, for many people that they were going in, but not for me, because Harlem Heat, when I was quite younger, they were actually somebody I used to particularly like to watch their tag team matches. They were quite cool, and I quite liked them. At a time where I was a huge, mainly a WWF fan, Harlem Heat caught my attention, and I quite liked watching them as a tag team. Did you get to see much of them, Matt, or since heard much about these guys? Booker T and his brother, of course.
Yeah, I used to enjoy them as well. And thinking back to the WCW days when I'd be watching WWF at the time and switching between the channels, when their matches were on, I did find them interesting. I would stick around and see them, and I did find them probably one of the best tag teams they had going at the time.
Sure.
So yeah, it's good to see that they're getting their recognition, and who doesn't love a speech from Booker T?
Oh, word. It's a statement. Yeah, goodness knows what he'll come out with. But now has Booker T been inducted before this, Matt, or is he not? I'm trying to.
Yeah, I think he'll be a two-time one.
So he'll be. There's a lot of two times on this one. But then I was thinking, and I thought, yeah, he has been inducted, so he goes in a second time as well. But that's good. Of course, these two 10-time WCW Tag Team Champions, so well deserving there, and a good fix. Also, Tori Wilson, Matt, she's going in as well. She came over with the original. With what they had left from WCW, not really, was never really considered a wrestler, but when she was in WWE, she trained, and different times back then, but quite a popular character. I mean, probably for reasons we know why, but she was pretty big at the time. I mean, if you go back, if you want a WrestleMania fix, by the way, go on SoundCloud and go back to our WrestleMania 19 retrospective. We actually did that, and there went some kind of pillow play fighting thing going on with her and Stacey against the Miller Lite Catfight Girls or something. But yeah, she was quite popular, though. I will give her that. She was very popular. She's very well known, and you know what? She still looks incredible now. I mean, she's doing a fitness thing. She looks like she hasn't even aged since she wasn't there. But yeah, for you, Matt, is this deserving, or is this a bit of a token thing now? We're getting, mind you, at this point, Matt, the standard of the Hall of Fame, I don't really know where we're coming from here.
No, yeah, totally deserving. And like you say, women's wrestling has changed. The focus has shifted. But she did play a massive part in that. She did try her best. I mean, not everyone's naturally gifted as the next person that comes along. But as you say, yeah, she looked amazing back then. She still looks amazing now, and she seems like a completely lovely person. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure she'll be humble and accept that award, and it'll probably be one of the highlights of her career. So good luck to her. I'd like to see come back with her, don't you? Al Wilson. Get that guy in. My goodness, what a storyline that was with Dawn Marie, and he, of course, they had the heart attack business going. I didn't actually bury him as well. That was very non-PG. Yeah, different time, folks, different time. Yeah, I think he died in character, but I know that was her real dad, because she was on an interview. Yeah, she was on the interview, and she said how bad and cringy it was to watch him kiss Dawn Marie in a hotel. But yeah, I mean, wasn't he in his pants at one time? And oh my goodness, there was no shame back then. There was nothing they would not do. Goodness knows what that was like being told.
But yeah, bring Al Wilson along with you. That's what I say. Hopefully we'll see him. Okay, next up, definitely one of Matt's favourite now. I'm sure of it. The Honky Tonk Man. Wayne Ferris is going in. The one-time and longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. A record of 454 days as the self-proclaimed greatest Intercontinental Champion of all times. It's surprised, Matt, that he's here, and are you anticipating a good speech?
Oh, yeah, I'm very surprised that he's here. Who knows what this guy's going to say? I'm sure he's promised that he'll be on his best behaviour, otherwise, who knows why they'd let him in the building.
Yeah.
They must be on some sort of good terms, which is good for them because, Honky Tonk Man, he hasn't been on good terms with them for a long time.
No.
Again, he's another one of those guys. There's many notorious videos on YouTube about him bad-mouthing people and that. Where to begin? A lot of people say things they don't mean. Hopefully it didn't mean all of them, and all's forgiven.
Yeah, I will say one thing. If we take away those kind of post-WWE stuff, I think his character and as a wrestler in WWE, he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. I mean, I know people think his character was a bit hokey, but still saying that, as an Intercontinental Champion for that long, there was something about the guy. He did have a credibility after it, and he was a character. I mean, he was very good at talking as well back in the day, and so I will say he definitely deserves to be. I am surprised that he's there now, because, like Matt said, he's never really had good stuff to say. But it will be interesting to see what he has to say when he's up there. And really, I guarantee you WWE got that button that just mutes him at any point just in case, and a bunch of security to get him off, because you never know. It could be his moment. He just thinks, why not? But I'm sure he won't. I'm pretty sure. There's a lot of guys out there that we've seen, Matt, that they have some bad feelings about WWE, but when they get the call about the Hall of Fame, I think stuff changes. You've only got to look at somebody like Bret Hart. I mean, no one should have any more, animosity towards the business than him, considering what happened with him and his brother and all that kind of stuff. But, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, like having that recognition, there is something humbling about it, and hopefully Honky Tonk Man, doesn't do anything ridiculous, because that would be a huge regret. I'm pretty sure of that, to do anything stupid. And should be interesting. I'm still interested to see what he'll say. Speaking of Hearts, Matt, the Heart Foundation are going in. I'm really pleased about this. We thought they were going to, because they were a bit of a rumour, but then when I heard DX were going in, I was like, Sean and Brett, are they going to do that on the same night? It's really good. And the only sad thing is Jim's not around. Died very recently. Are they only doing it for that reason? Who knows? I just wish they would have done this again, like so many other guys that we don't have around. I wish they'd have done this a lot sooner. I think there was definitely opportunities they could have done this sooner. But, better than never, I guess. But, I know it's nice for Natty and stuff like that, but I just feel like it would have been great for Jim to have that recognition while he was still around, and maybe that would have helped him as well. And sometimes that's what these people need. Matt, for you, obviously for us, we're both Bret Hart fans, and I know we're both fans of the Hart Foundation. Definitely one of the best tag teams back in the day when there was a huge pool of tag teams. I mean, you had the Bulldog, those matches with the Bulldogs, some of the best tag team matches you're going to get. The Fabulous Ruscios. In fact, WWE recently on YouTube, they posted so many Hart Foundation matches that I really recommend people to go and check out, because they're all up now for absolutely free. You haven't even got to go on the network and check those out. But two-time WWF Tag Team Champions in a time where tag team wrestling was very, very popular. I mean, extremely popular. Nothing like today. Very deserving here, Matt.
Oh, definitely very deserving. And I can't wait to see what Bret Hart has to say, because he's always got
He's another one.
Great opinion.
Yeah.
But